They look fine. That is the part keeping you awake. Not what they did, the fact that afterwards, nothing happened to them. They kept the friends. They kept the job. They post photographs. Somebody married them. And you are the one still doing the work, still explaining yourself, still carrying a thing you did not put down because you were not the one who dropped it. I am going to tell you exactly what is happening to that person right now. Not a comforting story. A description. And by the end you will understand why the apology is never coming, and why the version of revenge you have rehearsed would not have satisfied you if you had got it. You are reading their surface and comparing it to your interior. That is not a fair comparison, and it is the reason this feels unbearable. You know every one of your own 3 a.m. thoughts. You know the exact texture of your worst hour. Of them, you know a photograph. You are measuring your inside against their outside, which is the most reliable way to make yourself feel insane. That does not mean they are secretly suffering. Sometimes people genuinely are fine, and I am not going to insult you with a fantasy where they are quietly crying. What I am saying is that you have no data, and you have filled the gap with the worst possible reading. Here is what does happen, and it is stranger and slower than the story you want. They keep the pattern. Whatever they did to you was not an event, it was a method. It had worked before. It will be used again. You experienced it once. They live inside it permanently. Think about what that actually means over 20 years. Someone who solves problems by discarding people ends up in a life made entirely of discarded people. They do not experience that as consequence. They experience it as bad luck, a run of unreliable friends, a series of unreasonable partners, a string of jobs where everyone was difficult. They will never once identify the common element. That is the whole condition. And that is the sentence. Not a dramatic collapse. A slow narrowing. Every year, slightly fewer people who will take the call. Every year, a slightly thinner set of relationships that can survive being told the truth. By 60, a life with nobody in it who knows them, because being known was the risk they were unwilling to take. Now the thing you have actually been waiting for. You want them to understand. Not to suffer, really. To understand. To have the moment where they see it from your side and it lands. That moment is not available, and it is worth knowing why. To apologize properly, they would have to hold 2 things at once, that they are a decent person, and that they did that. Most people cannot hold both. So the mind protects itself by editing the story until the 2 fit. They did not decide to rewrite it. It rewrote itself, quietly, within about a week. Which means the person you want the apology from no longer exists. The one walking around has a version of events where they were reasonable, or provoked, or dealing with a lot at the time. You could present evidence. It would not survive contact. The edit is load-bearing, take it out and the whole self-image comes down. So they will live inside that edit for the rest of their life. That is not nothing. That is a person who can never afford to look directly at their own behavior. Everything they build from now on has to be built on top of a thing they cannot examine. Now the fantasy, because you have one, and it deserves to be taken seriously rather than dismissed. In it, they lose something. They realize. They come to you. Run it forward past the moment you usually stop. They arrive. They say the words. What happens in you? Almost nothing. Because the injury was never the absence of an apology. The injury was that it happened at all, and no sentence spoken afterwards reaches backwards to unmake it. People who get the apology report the same thing, over and over. A few seconds of relief, and then the strange discovery that the hole is still exactly where it was. The apology was never the key. It was a place to put the waiting. And the waiting is the actual injury now. Not what they did, that finished. The waiting is ongoing, and you are the one administering it. So what replaces it, practically? Stop checking. You know what I mean. The occasional look. The mutual friend you keep slightly closer than you would otherwise. Every check reinstalls them. You cannot heal around a wound you keep opening to see how it is doing. Second, stop building the case. Some part of you is still assembling the argument, the one that would finally make everyone see it clearly. There is no tribunal. The case will never be heard. And the assembling is costing you hours of a life they are not spending on you. Third, and this is the one that actually moves, let the account be unbalanced. Not forgiven. Not excused. Unbalanced. Something was taken and it is not coming back and nobody is going to make it right. That is a genuinely terrible sentence, and it is the only one that ends the waiting. Everything else keeps you at the table. 2 things I will not tell you. I will not tell you to forgive them. Not today, possibly not ever. Anyone who demands that of you is asking for their own comfort, not yours. Forgiveness that gets forced is just resentment wearing better clothes. And I will not tell you the universe is going to hurt them for you. I do not know that. Neither does anybody selling it to you. What I can describe is what a person who cannot examine their own behavior is actually building, 1 year at a time, and that is grim enough without needing anything supernatural added. So here is the honest version. They are not getting away with it. But not in the way you have been picturing. There is no bill. There is only a person who solved a problem by damaging someone, learned that it works, and will keep using it until there is nobody left who will stay in the room. They are not free. They are stuck being themselves, permanently, with no way out that does not go through the thing they cannot look at. You got out. It cost you, and you got out. Stop waiting at a table where nobody is coming. Decode the signs. Step into your divine power. I will see you in the next one.